guys, and we are back. So, by definition, finesse means intricacy, refined delicacy. It is the art of being careful in order to obtain what we want by using strategic planning, elegance, and grace. And in urban society, we often use the word finesse to describe how one person got what they wanted from another by concealing their intentions. And before the victim realized they were the prey, the predator got away. But finesse should not always be looked at as a bad thing. It's based on how you use it. I've always been the type of person that never felt like I knew everything. I knew that in order to get what I wanted out of life, I had to learn to master the art of finesse, to be able to be graceful and elegant, to fly under the radar and to think before I speak in an effort to reach my goals and to attain what I wanted out of life. And I feel like that's some of y'all's problem. Okay, because when you think you know everything, when you think no one can tell you anything, then you are blocking vital opportunities and limiting yourselves from lessons and experiences to learn from others around you. So today we're going to learn. We're going to take some notes from Miss Jamira Haynes, aka Cuban Link, the girlfriend of 50 Cent. And these notes are not only one size fits all, and it's definitely not the complete package to getting what we want from men or out of life. However, Cuban Link is definitely a smart woman and has strategically made certain moves and decisions in her relationship with 50 Cent. And before we get to dive in, I want to preface this video in that it's going to ruffle some feathers. Okay, it is what it is. You might as well go ahead and click out now if it's going to be a problem, because many of you will not like what I'm going to say, but you need to hear it. Okay, so I noticed that we don't often hear about this couple in the media. We don't hear many people analyzing this relationship. And quite frankly, I think it's for a good reason, because for the most part, I think this relationship flies under the radar and out of the public eye for scrutiny purposes, because they handle a lot of their issues behind closed doors as they should. Now, my personal opinion of 50 Cent is that he's just very immature, has some unresolved childhood traumas, and lacks the character of a man that would be worthy of a good husband. However, emotion aside, 50 Cent is known to be a good provider and a protector, which is two qualities that women need in their partner. With an estimated net worth of $40 million, the three highest grossing shows on Stars, a cognac deal, a record label, involvement in real estate, books, and many more investments, 50 Cent's reign is far from over. So if a black woman were to date a man like 50 Cent, okay, there are some things that she would need to do in order to put herself in a position to win, regardless if the relationship doesn't make it long term or even to marriage. And I think that Cuban Link has done very well with this. I think she's very smart in the way that she moves and navigates within her relationship with him, and that she moves in a way that it is very, very beneficial to her. Okay, I think she has mastered the art of finesse and understanding her man and moving accordingly to get what she wants while in this relationship. And I commend this, because not enough black women are strategic with men, especially high-earning black men. And an example of this is the video that I did on Kia Proctor. Kia Proctor is the ex-girlfriend of NFL star Cam Newton, who was with him for 6 years, had 4 kids with him, and did not secure a ring or any type of true financial security outside of child support. And I often hear black women point the finger to black men, especially modern men, as to why they are single or have found themselves in unfortunate situations, which for the most part, in a lot of these situations, I would agree. However, okay, black men are at times detrimental to the mental health of black women and have, quite frankly, put women in uncompromising situations. But this channel is about accountability. And I think that we have to understand that we as women have the choice and the right to take control of our own happiness and our own future, and to get what we want by making conscious decisions and moving in a certain way. I feel like a lot of black women don't feel that they have this choice. I know that I once didn't in the past. And when I learned the power was in my hands all along, the power to walk away at any moment's notice and leave relationships that no longer serve me, it changed my life. And so Black women have been in a serving position since the beginning of time. Okay. It's now time for us to be on the flip side of that. It's time for the shoe to be on the other foot and for us to finally get what we want without feeling guilty. Okay. However, there are some steps that we have to take in order to get there. So I'm not creating any of these videos to point blame to Black women. And I want to be very clear that this is just an analysis, okay? We're just reviewing different relationships, different situations, different thought processes, and different things that we can use to be much smarter, okay? To finesse, to not work as hard, and to be better equipped when we step foot out into this world. And if you are triggered, that means that you need to do some internal work first. Now, Cuban Link has done some things that not only bagged 50 Cent, but are currently keeping him, well, at least for the last 3 years or so. And this is something that we have to talk about. Okay. Quite frankly, if you ask me, I don't think Cuban Link truly loves 50 Cent, but I think she's strategic. She's smart and has mastered the art of finesse. So here are 8 things that I have outlined that Cuban Link has done well in her relationship with 50 Cent. Number 1. It started off with their initial meetup. 50 Cent is a multimillionaire. He's used to women. He knows what women want him for. He's an asshole, so nobody truly wants him for him. They want him for his money. Cuban Link and 50 Cent met on Instagram and exchanged numbers. He reached out to her, and on their first meetup in person, she sent him an address. 50 Cent has said in interviews that he didn't know where she was sending him to. Okay. Of course, he's 50 Cent. Women are throwing vagina at him left and right. So why would he be going to a restaurant and not her home? Well, she sent him to a restaurant. And so he pulls up to the address, and this woman, 20 years younger than him, a woman half his age, wise enough and less experienced than him, okay, makes him meet her in a public place on their first encounter. And to me, this set the tone to the tune of boundaries. Boundaries with a multimillionaire, a man who's used to getting his way, a man who's used to getting vagina at the drop of the dime, a man that is not used to boundaries. Cuban Link set boundaries from day one, and this is the key in the art of finesse. Number 2. Cuban Link does not post 50 Cent exclusively on her social media page. If you look at her page, every now and then she might post a picture of him in her story highlights, which go away in 24 hours, or you might even see 1 or 2 pictures of him on her timeline. But she is not excessively posting him. And to me, this keeps him on his toes, because a lot of times you'll see in relationships where men will never post a woman, but when you go to the woman's page, it's flooded with pictures of her man that she's dating. And this is because a lot of women are more emotionally invested than the man is. And the key is mirroring. Cuban Link is mirroring 50 Cent. She's keeping that same energy, which is in return keeping him on his toes. It lets him know that she's not desperate to show off their relationship, which in his mind makes him think that she always is 1 foot in and 1 foot out of this relationship at all times, that she can leave at a moment's notice at a drop of a dime, which will make him continue to chase her throughout the relationship. Cuban Link has shown that she values privacy in her relationship, which is again why we do not hear anything negative about this couple in the media. It is evident that they handled their relationship issues in the privacy of their home. Number 3, she hasn't gotten pregnant yet. And this is one that is going to sting a lot. I know it is, okay? In the 3 years that she's dated him, she has not become a baby mama. She hasn't followed trend and made herself a celebrity baby mama yet. No wedding, no womb. And one thing that I often do not hear when it comes to baby mama culture and black women is sexual responsibility and accountability. As grown women, sexually active women, we are in control of our bodies and the partners in which we share our wombs with. We have to take accountability first when it comes to the type of man that we allow access to our womb. And until a man has been properly vetted, which oftentimes looks like marriage, okay, if that's what you want. And again, this is not one size fits all, because we all know that men will cheat before and after marriage. However, when it comes to positioning ourselves in the best situation financially, it will always be easier to do this with the help of a husband before bringing life into this world versus a baby daddy. Okay. And I don't even think I need to say anything else. I'm going to keep it pushing. Number 4. She actually wears clothes, and that's something that we don't often see these days from women. Cuban Link actually covers her body when she is out in public and on social media. I think she has done a really good job of balancing sexy and modesty. In some looks, she might show legs, but the rest of her body is covered. In others, she's fully clothed and allows the shape of her curves to speak for her. I think I might see a little cleavage in some of her photos, but not much. Okay. And this right here is important because, again, a powerful man like 50 Cent has seen it all. Trust me. So it speaks to Cuban Link's respect for herself and for the man that she's dating in the public eye. 50 Cent does not have to worry about being bothered taking her anywhere. He knows that she will represent him well. Her makeup is not loud and tacky. Her nails are not long and bedazzled. They are trimmed neatly, natural colors. Her hair is simple and elegant. It's not extra. It's not loud. She does not have on 30-inch weave down to the floor. Again, I told y'all this video is going to make some of y'all feel some type of way. I warned you. Okay. Number 5. 50 Cent's ex, Vivica Fox, has gone on record saying just how generous he is with the woman that he's dating or loves, and that he has no problem spending on his woman and making sure that she's comfortable. And while 50 Cent has gifted Cuban Link with the Maybach truck, Range Rover, plenty of bags and shoes and money, of course, she's using some of these assets to further elevate herself financially. And this is what I mean by getting something from the situation. She is dating a man with connections, and she's just not using these items to ride around and look good on Instagram for views and likes. Okay, she's remaining a mystery on the surface. But what we do see is her investment company, that she's starting to flip houses and get into the real estate industry, and that her fitness company, that she sells fitness wear and guides, and she's using her high profile relationship and her following to bring her more money and financial security. And if all of her LLCs are in her name and her paperwork matches, if 50 Cent was to ever walk away from this relationship, she would have already put herself in a good financial position to where she benefits with or without him. In an Essence article, 50 Cent describes Jameer as having her own ideas and own directions, aka she is not waiting around on a retirement plan for him. And unfortunately, many women think a retirement plan looks like children or some type of scandal, not knowing that men like this are already up on game because they have seen it all before. 50 Cent went on to say that for 30 days, he told her, "Send me a picture of something you want." Then after the 30 days, he did the same. And at the end of it, they put the two vision boards together and talked about the things that didn't match up. It sparked conversations that they probably wouldn't have gotten to randomly, and it was easier for them to express it because it was so early on. This was a way for 50 Cent to dive into Jameera's mind and to see if she was self-motivated and driven without him, which by default will make it easier for a man, a wealthy man like 50 Cent, to do for this type of woman. Wealthy men who have a provider mindset have no problem with taking care of a woman they care about as long as she shows that she is good with or without him. Finesse. Number 6, she keeps herself in shape. She works out and eats clean. Men like 50 Cent want women who take care of themselves and their bodies and appreciate themselves enough to prioritize their health and how they look. Cuban Link is definitely prioritizing her health while in this relationship and is staying in shape no matter what. That's how she got him, and that's one of the ways that she's going to keep him. Women can be in denial all they want to until the cows come home, but men are attracted to you initially based on your looks. It's a lie if they say they are not. Men are attracted to you initially based on your looks. Before they even get to know you, your looks is what gets you through the door. She didn't get him without that. Okay. And once she got him, she has not fallen off of these looks. She has not fallen off of her goals. She has not fallen off on her exercise and her diet regimen, which shows that she continues to prioritize herself first. And when women prioritize themselves in relationships, it shows the man that you are valuable because you care enough about yourself to honor your body and how you show up in this world. It keeps the man chasing because it shows that you love yourself just that much. Number 7. This leads me to my next point. She did not stop her life goals for 50 Cent. If anything, she doubled down and went harder. She continued to pursue her degree and graduated. She continued to pursue her investments, and this has opened up new doors and new opportunities, some of which 50 Cent has likely assisted her with. She continues to climb and to accumulate. And this again is positioning her to a place where, with or without 50 Cent, she will continue to win. We have to think about the long game, ladies, not just the benefits currently in the present. While I believe all Black women deserve luxury and to live their best lives, it is always easier for us to enjoy that type of lifestyle after we have accomplished what we need to up front. And keep in mind that the end goal is how we get there. Okay, preparing for the future is part of the finesse. Keeping in mind all angles and foreseeing all possible roadblocks that might arise gets us closer to the end result we desire. And lastly, and probably the most important thing, is that Cuban Link is fun. And I believe that this is one of the reasons why 50 Cent likes her so much. She brings out the child in him. There's a big misconception that when we get the life we desire or the bag, or the type of man that we want, we have to be cautious or scared about who we really are, boring. That we can't pull up to a golf tournament bumping our favorite rap song, or we have to be ashamed that we grew up in poverty or lived in public housing. That everything in life is so serious and we must be willing to step over anyone to get to where we want to go. Let me let you in on a little secret, okay? Wise people, successful people, people who have accumulated significant wealth know when you are being disingenuous. And it's loud, despite how quiet you think it might be. Okay? It's okay to live a little, mess up, laugh, say things you didn't mean to say and learn from them and never repeat it again. Do something spontaneous, go all out, have fun. Men like women that bring the child out of them. Women that are fun, women that make them feel comfortable, women that are down to earth, women that are genuine, women that will tell them what it is no matter if they want to hear it or not, women that do not judge, women that make them feel like they can be vulnerable and share their insecurities. So I think this was a great opportunity for us to see a different side to how we can use the art of finesse to attract and to keep the men that we want. But more importantly, how we strategically prepare and plan for the lives that we want. Until next time.